Intentionality in friendships and relationships is everything. Like when you're intentional about everything you do, you break the boundaries, you cross those lines, and then there's some level of trust, there's some level of understanding. It makes the whole thing beautiful and acceptable. Assalamu alaikum. Hello lovelies, how are you doing today? My name is Sarah. You can call me Sarah Too Sweet, you can call me Sese, and you can call me Odogu Wife, as in Asa Odogu. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. First of all, I just want to say thank you to every single person who took our time to watch my very first YouTube video. I'm very excited. I told you guys the last time my YouTube channel got turned down, like YouTube took it down, and when I was opening this new one, I was in pains. I was like, God, will anybody even listen to me anymore? Because I've been away from your faces for a long time. But I'm very happy, and I'm grateful for every single person who went back to YouTube to subscribe to my channel, to like my video, to even watch it, to share it, to comment. I love you all so much. Also, I'm not a makeup person, and that's why I look this way, so please pardon me. Plus, I wanted to do the scarf thing. I wanted to look like my Arewa sisters. I know they are very beautiful, so I really wanted to do the scarf thing and look like them, so please pardon me. Let's get right into business. So today I want to talk about something very simple yet very complex. Today I want us to talk about intentions. Yes, you heard me right. I want us to talk about intentions, because this is a very simple word yet very complex and very difficult for some people to do, very difficult for some people to even comprehend. Do you get? Like, the word intention just means to plan, to achieve. Just as the word goes, intention, to be intentional, to be intent about a particular thing or a particular person. I for one feel like it's not so difficult to be intentional about stuff, so I just felt like we should talk about this. Maybe in our course of discussion someone might gain something, because I've had this conversation quite a lot of times with people, and most people do not even see the need to be intentional about anything or anybody in their lives, which is very wrong. So I carefully thought about 3 places or 3 things that we should be intentional about. The first one is intentionality, I beg your pardon, intentionality with work. This means that you should aim to achieve or to place value on the job or whatever type of work you are doing. If you're an entrepreneur, be very intent about your business. If you work with a bank, be intent about the bank and how you run your activities when you're at work. This just means that you should put so much value on your job. I mean, you come to work and get the work done. When you're intentional about your job, you are intentional about creating an impact, making people see that there is value in whatever it is that you are doing. There's this popular saying, doing is what doing well. I feel like that's the cap on top of intentionality. Trust me. People do not even know that intentionality has to do with focus, it has to do with purpose, it has to do with aims. You understand? It has to do with goals. When you're intentional about your job, you set goals, you set targets, and you try to meet up with them. I mean, even if you don't meet up with them, you can at least be rest assured that, oh, you have tried your best to do this or to do that. But be focused on the job. There is time for everything. There is time for play, there is time for seriousness. So when you get to work, try to get the work done, try to get the job done. That's what I mean by being intentional about your work. Be intentional about placing value on yourself, so that value will show through the type of things you do, through the work you do in your office. You understand? Put some sort of value and focus on the job that has been given to you to be done. Try to get it done. That's just the cap on top of everything. Just try to get your work done. That's what I mean by intentionality at work. The major focus is the second type of intentionality that I have chosen, which is intentionality in your relationships. In your relationships with your partner. Being intentional in your relationship just helps you grow, helps you blossom. So when you meet somebody and you have probably studied this person or spoken to this person quite a number of times. I feel like if you want to go ahead to be with this person, I feel like you should be intentional about it. Ask questions that would help you guys grow. Try to find out things that are not supposed to be there and try to trash them or fix them. This is you being intentional about this person. Try to place value on that person. Try to also know their values, just so you can also go by whatever it is that they are getting by. I would want you all to also know that being intentional about your partner or about the person you're with does not mean you're stepping away completely from your way of life and entering that person's own. That's not what I mean. Being intentional about the person is making a constant effort to be that person's support, to be that person's run to be that person's backup, to be that person's whatever pillar or the names that a lot of people might want to call their partners, but making a constant effort to show some level of support and be there for that person is what I mean by intentionality. I know it is not even easy because it might get boring. Sometimes the relationship might just get boring and tiring. What keeps you going is the intent that you went into the relationship with. Did you go to chop money? You will tire for it at some point because you would want to have something else attached to it, if you want to be honest. And at the point where you're not getting what it is that you have been looking for or what the intention you went into the relationship with, it gets boring and tiring. But when you went with the intent of being their support system, being there for them, you just see the whole relationship graduating from blossom to blossom. It's just what it is. To be very honest, if you go into a relationship with somebody and you're not even intentional about them in the first place, before even being intentional about the relationship, it would crash. But being intentional about your partner and then being intentional about the relationship that both of you are building, it helps to create some level of purpose. It helps to break the boundaries that would hold you guys apart. It helps you cross those lines. It helps covers up those loopholes. Because even when you try to see all of the things you try to see are bad, you will still try your best to see the good, which is what will keep you going. That does not mean, some people are misunderstanding me now. It doesn't mean that you are in an unhealthy relationship, you should stay there. I haven't said anybody should stay in an unhealthy relationship. All I'm saying is, if you had a great intention to go into a relationship in the first place, that intention should be able to keep you. That intention should be able to help you find purpose in that relationship. That intention should be able to help you find lapses and fix them. You don't run away from, you set and you are intentional about going into a relationship with this person and building something great, and then you go in and then there's kasala and you just fly out. You try to even see what the issue is and try to fix it. When you try and it doesn't work out, you know that you have exhausted your intentions, but you know that you went in with a great spirit and you were happy and enthusiastic about it. You wanted something good to come out of it. Doesn't mean you should stay in an unhealthy relationship, just the same way you won't stay in an unhealthy or polluted environment. It is not safe to stay in a polluted or unhealthy relationship. So please, let's get these facts right. Also, there is a thin line between intentionality and communication. Now, this is my reason. If you're intentional about a person or about going into a relationship with a person and you do not communicate your feelings towards this person, nobody is a witch or a wizard to know what's in your heart. You have to communicate how you feel. When you communicate how you feel about a person or about a relationship, then the person will now begin to understand that this is exactly what this person wants. Let's take, for instance, a guy likes a girl and he's intentional, or he intends to be intentional about the relationship, and he does not communicate his feelings. Same as a lady too. You must not wait for, I'm that type of girl. I don't know if any other person is like that, but you must not wait for for the guy to come to you and stuff like that. If you're also intentional and you want this person, you did not say anything, you didn't communicate, how do you want the person to know? So you should try to speak up when you also like a person, because they are interlocked. I feel like they are interlocked. So when you like a person and you want to be intentional about this person, please try to communicate how you feel, just so the other person can know. If they cannot forge ahead with it, I guess they should be able to let you know that, they cannot do this with you. Realize that intentionality makes you vulnerable. It makes you break boundaries. As such, one has to be careful also not to lose themselves in that space. so you do not forget who you actually are. Because you're trying to be intentional about a person or be intentional about a relationship, one has to be careful. So it's a two-way street. As much as you want to do this, you have to be careful not to lose yourself in it, just so that at the end of the day nobody has regrets, not you and not the other person. So as much as you're trying to be intentional about the relationship or about the person, try to be careful also. Now let's get down to the importance of intentionality in a relationship. It helps you build love, it helps to promote trust, it facilitates coordination in the relationship. You find yourself being coordinated, you know the things to say, how to say the things you want to say. This doesn't mean that you have to plan a speech. Because you're coordinated does not mean you have to plan a speech when you're trying to communicate with your partner. It just helps you know that, oh, as much as I like this person, I should be coordinated enough not to say certain things that would hurt this person. Because you're being intentional about their feelings, you should try not to hurt them. So the coordination will help you to organize yourself in such a way that you'll be also careful when you try to speak. Not because you cannot be free in a relationship, but just so that you do not hurt the other person's feelings in the process of trying to communicate your points. Intentionality also helps you remove boundaries, just so that you are vulnerable enough to be loved and also to love your partner. It helps you to know that you need to support your partner on every level, because if you're not intentional about somebody, I don't see how you want to be able to support the person. You would now have excuses. I have my own stuff to do. I think I need to do this too for myself and stuff like that. But when you're intentional about a person, you're also intentional about making them happy. So supporting everybody supporting their partners, I'm very sure their partners are happy about that. So it also helps you support your partner on every level, because you're being intentional with the person. You want to show some level of support. It helps to create purpose. You know the purpose for being in a relationship with the person. You're not just wasting your time. Intentionality helps you build purpose in your relationship. Intentionality also helps you love your partner and be kind to them always. Loving them and being kind to them is a great show of intentionality. Praying for your partner and with your partner it goes a long way to show some level of intentionality. And also you can be intentional in friendships, like with your friends. It doesn't have to be a sexual relationship. You can be intentional with friends. Show them support, love them, be there for them. That shows how much of intention you have for that person or for those set of people. Be there for your friends. It shows a great level of intentionality. Supporting shows a great level of intentionality. I for one would want a friend that would be very intentional about me, because I'm intentional about my family, my friends, and my loved ones. Anybody that knows me knows that. Go ask around. I would also want us to note that one can be positively intentional about a person and be negatively intentional about a person. So today's topic, we're talking about the positive intentionality. Positive intentions towards friends, towards work, towards relationships, towards marriages. Be positively intentional about everything you do with your friends, with your job, with your partners, whatever it is. You can be intentional in church with the work of God. You can be intentional about anything and everything. But on today's topic, we're actually talking about the positive type of intentions. Pure and true intentions that goes a long way to show how much you love and care for your friends, for your loved ones, regardless of how long you guys have been together or even when you guys met or the situation of the friendship or relationship. It just goes a long way to show how much of true intentions and love you have for them. If you have watched up to this time, you're my biggest fan, you're my realest person, and I love you so much. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel, and also watch out, turn on the notification bell so you can always get notified when I drop a video. I'm trying so much to be intentional about dropping videos this year, because I know I let you all down last year. I'm not gonna let you down this year. I'm doing all I can to make sure I'm in your face every day, because I know you want to be seeing this pretty girl every day, all day. I'm going to be here for you. Thank you so much for watching. I love you now and always. My name is Sarah Ibe. You can call me Sese, and I'm signing out. Bye guys.